So now I'll go on to just share some few quick thoughts that I've developed of my own. So what have CRA been up to over these since the last Risk Forum? Well, we've been continuing our thought leadership journey, and that's been profiled by hosting and running the CRA Risk and Safety Forum. I always think to myself, are you ever a thought leader, or are you only ever on a journey? Is there such thing as a thought leader? And that's something that we always talk about, because sharing knowledge is important, and harvesting that knowledge for the greater good is always important to think about. At the same time, CRA has been pressing on with its growth journey, and our strategy with our system family is working well. So we're quite pleased with how things are going both in the UK and internationally as an organization. Developing state-of-the-art quality services is important for CRA. We're now entering a digital phase of the development at CRA. It is important that in times to come, you'll see that the marketplace will be transformed by a greater presence of digital products and services being offered to the marketplace to help achieve our clients' objectives. All the work we do needs people, and we as an organization have to act responsibly and look after our staff, because without staff, without people, there would be no business. So let's not forget that. And then finally, we do need to be kind to our environment. That's part of the theme here today. And in terms of doing that, I'm very happy to announce that I have joined the electric car revolution. I've bought my own electric car, and I think that will go a long way to help save the environment. So I'd encourage you all. I'm not going to be smug about the fact that I didn't have to sit in a petrol or a diesel queue over the last month or so. So what are the aims of this Risk and Safety Forum? Let's revisit those. Over the last 12 years, I'd like to think we have created that voice for the critical national infrastructure in terms of looking at safety analysis, risk analysis, taking the human being into consideration. One of the things I would like to do going forward is to set up this fund that is focusing specifically on those aspects of risk, safety, and how human beings interact with technology in our chosen environments. And that's a work in progress. Disseminating information, both to us as professionals working in the industry, is very important, and also the public at large. Our beloved nuclear industry does have an issue in terms of communications, and that's something I think this forum can go a long way to help in terms to educate perhaps the public in terms of what are the benefits of the nuclear industry. I'd also like to explore something that's come about for me this year from a personal journey, and that's I'm the president-elect of the Nuclear Institute this year. And in joining the Nuclear Institute and becoming the president-elect, which I'll start from January 22, from my point of view, it is important that we do have an independent, continued professional development journey that everyone should be taken on. If you think about it, there is a nuclear market. The nuclear market needs businesses. Businesses needs to be supported, and that's our Nuclear Industry Association is there to support businesses. Businesses need people, and that's where we come in the Nuclear Institute to help develop people, take them on an independent professional development journey, and let them enjoy and drink from that rich river of knowledge that the Nuclear Institute has with the Nuclear Delta and so on and so forth. If any of you have any questions around that, please do come and talk to me either in one of the chat rooms or separately from here. We are lucky today that we have our YGN representation, Sarah Lynn, who will be speaking later, and she can speak a bit more on the net zero needs nuclear, which is quite a catchy phrase. So coming on finally to the theme of this event. Why choose this event? Why choose this theme? Well, it's not surprising really, is it? There's so much going on in terms of us having to think about and protect the environment. When I see this picture, it reminds me of Blake's poem. Those phrases, these dark satanic mills. And if only those dark satanic mills, we could rapidly increase them being switched to being powered perhaps by an SMR and AMR. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Those dark satanic mills in Blake's vision leading to these green, pleasant lands. We all have a journey. We all have our own thoughts. We all have our own actions that we can commit within the workplace in terms of what we do in our day job and what we do at home to help achieve that utopian idea of these green, pleasant lands. And that's what this reminds me of, this picture. And looking at this picture, there is something missing in it. If you look at the graphics, and I'll give you a hint. Moo. Where is the agriculture? Where are the animals? There was a great article on the radio this morning, if you're listening, in terms of capturing methane from livestock and reducing those harmful effects on the environment. So I think there's plenty to be done, and the theme is about risk and safety and how it can impact positively on the environment, and that's something we will be unpicking during the course of the next 2 days.